the game.
Hey there, I'm Kel Siddiqui. What started as helping people with their money at my dining room table grew into a 7-figure financial coaching practice. Now I teach others how to build a thriving coaching business of their own. Whether you're just starting out or you've been coaching for years, I'm here to help you make a bigger impact while doing what you love. This is the Financial Coach Academy podcast. Let's dive in. Hey, Coach. Welcome back to the Financial Coach Academy podcast. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to invite you to a free live workshop I'm hosting called How to Create Buy-in with Your Clients. If you've ever felt like you're working harder than your clients are, or you've had those sessions where someone nods along but then doesn't follow through, this workshop is for you. We're going to talk about how to create real commitment so clients stay motivated and actually get results. Oh, and your job as their guide is not just easier when we do that, but more rewarding too. You can grab your spot at financialcoachacademy.com/create commitment. I'd love to see you there. But today, Coach, I'm glad you're here because we are going to talk about a word that gets thrown around a lot: transformation. A question came up recently in our free Facebook group that really stuck with me. A coach shared how they were struggling to market their work. They weren't sure if they should highlight financial coaching itself or if they should be talking about the transformation their clients experience. And honestly, I get why this feels tricky. I wrestled with that same question in the early years of my business. It was a while ago now, but there was an episode where I shared openly about some marketing struggles that I had experienced and how I overcame them. But this question was part of that struggle at that time. For so long, over 10 years, I embraced the idea that what I created was a transformation for people. Whether it's clients who go from doubtful and reactive to confident and self-trusting, or coaches who go from fumbling with disconnected tactics to having a clear, people-first methodology that changes their practice, it's not just about improvement. It's a true before and after that deserves the word transformation. I wholeheartedly believe that. And then COVID happened and the coaching industry exploded and everyone said they created a transformation. And I felt it was being so overused and in such a disingenuous way that I stopped using it. I stopped owning what I do for people because I stopped using the word transformation. My marketing got harder because my message got diluted by avoiding the word. I did it for the right reasons because having integrity in my messaging is important to me. But by shying away from using it because others were misusing it, I left a gap. And I let people who were creating fluff transformations get to own that word in the marketplace. Here's what I learned. People don't pay for financial coaching. They pay for financial transformation. And understanding that distinction completely changes how you talk about your work, how people respond to you, and how confident you feel in the value you provide. So let's start here. When you position yourself as just a coach, you're competing with free resources. The real problem is this: coaching sounds like a process. And people don't want to pay for a process. They want to pay for an outcome. They want their lives to feel different on the other side. This is where transformation comes in. When someone hears about transformation, they picture relief, confidence, and freedom. They imagine what it would feel like to finally stop stressing about money. They see themselves making decisions without fear, showing up differently in their relationships, and trusting themselves more. And here's the important part. Transformation isn't just about changing behaviors. It's about becoming someone new and how you relate to money. And that shift from anxious and overwhelmed to calm and confident is what people are truly paying for. At the Financial Coach Academy, we see this all the time. Coaches who shift their messaging from "I'll help you budget" to "I'll help you transform the way you manage your money." And they start attracting clients who are excited to invest. They stop having to convince people to care. Instead, clients see what's possible for themselves and they're eager to say yes. Maybe everyone seems to be promising transformation, and I get the tug you might be feeling because of that. You don't want to add to that noise. But here's the thing. I realize that transformation is exactly what my clients were experiencing. It's not hype. It's not a stretch. People aren't just learning how to budget better. They're sleeping better at night, communicating with their partner differently, making decisions with clarity and peace of mind. And that is transformation. And once I owned that, I saw how important it was to call it what it is. Because if we don't, then people who aren't actually delivering transformation get to own that word in the marketplace. I'd rather use the word with integrity and back it up with results than shy away from it because others have watered it down. When you start talking about transformation instead of coaching, your whole message shifts. You're not just selling accountability or education, you're painting a picture of a different future. Instead of saying, I help people create budgets, you can say, I help people feel confident and in control of their future. Instead of, I help people pay off debt, it's, I help people break free from the stress and shame that debt has created in their lives. Do you feel the difference, coach? One is about tasks and processes. The other is about identity, freedom, and peace of mind. That's what people are willing to invest in. That's why I say money has to be made human, because clients don't just need more financial advice. They need guidance that connects to who they are, how they feel, and what matters most to them. And here's the ripple effect. When you start framing your work in terms of transformation, you attract clients who are ready for change. They show up differently. They take the work more seriously. And your confidence as a coach grows too, because you see and feel the value you bring on a deeper level. Coaches will often tell me they can't believe the level of energy I have for this work. And I think, how can I not? I witness transformations in front of my very eyes every single day. It literally fuels me to keep going and to continuously discover ways to do more and to do better. So how do you start leaning into this, coach? First, get specific about past client transformations. Think about what changed beyond the numbers. Did they stop fighting with their spouse? Did they start saving without dread? Did they finally feel peace when they looked at their bank account or student loan balances? Write those down. 2, weave those outcomes into your messaging. On your website, on socials, in conversations, lead with the transformation, not the process. Coaching is how you get them there, but transformation is why they are signing up. 3, map the client journey. At the Financial Coach Academy, this is a huge part of what we teach because you need a clear way to explain how someone goes from where they are today to that transformed version of themselves. It's not enough to say transformation happens. You need to be able to walk them through that path. Now, if you're thinking, but what if I can't deliver transformation? Let me say this. If you are a skilled coach, you already are. You just might not be naming it. Every time a client walks away feeling more confident, more capable, more at peace, that's transformation. And it's time to own that. I want you to collect stories and testimonials that highlight the changes you've facilitated. When a client tells you they're finally sleeping through the night or they've made a decision without second guessing themselves, those are your powerful proof points. One of my favorite moments in a client's transformation is actually quite subtle, but it points to a significant transformation. It's common for the first few months when a client faces a decision, they'll ask me or any of the coaches on my team what they should do. And that's because they trust us. We've been with them for a few months at that point. We see all their numbers. We've gotten to know them really well. We know their values. We know their goals. So we walk them through it. We work through a decision-making process. We have a number of frameworks that I've created over the years to facilitate this process smoothly. Ones that help a person navigate whether it's a values-based decision, an effort-based decision, or a milestone-based decision. We use these frameworks as tools to strengthen the client's thought processes and decision-making skills. We act as their guide by facilitating these frameworks real time in order to strengthen their trust in themselves, oftentimes without the client fully realizing the impact it's having on them in that moment. And then my favorite moment happens. The client comes to a session and they say, this happened. I had to make a decision. Here's what I considered. Here's how I thought through it. Here's what I weighed and here's what I decided to do. And oh my God, it makes me so giddy thinking about it. I absolutely love it. What I witness isn't them using a tool that I taught them. I witness a transformation from them trusting us to them trusting themselves, from dependence to autonomy, from it being a process they do, oftentimes because their coach is telling them to it becoming a part of who they are. You better believe, coach, I share this excitement with them right then and there. The key to this is capturing the lightning in the bottle. And when that happens, you best believe I'm going to talk about it with the client. The more you talk about transformation in your business and in your sessions, the more natural it becomes. And the more natural it becomes, the easier it is for potential clients to see the value you bring. Here's the coolest thing, coach. Creating transformation isn't a solo act. It's not something you do alone. So as you lean into this for yourself, bring your client into it with you. At the end of the session, every so often, ask this. What feels different for you right now compared to when we started working together? I'm going to repeat that question because I know so many of you take notes when you listen to these episodes, which I love. Here's the question I want you to ask. What feels different for you right now compared to when we started working together? Here's why this question works. It invites the client to reflect on change in real time. It doesn't limit them to numbers or goals. They might talk about how they feel, how they think, or what they now believe about themselves that's different from when they first started. And it naturally services both tangible outcomes, paid off debt, built savings, and intangible ones, confidence, calm, and clarity. But this isn't the only question you can ask in order to capture that lightning in a bottle. I created a free resource for you with 7 questions to help you capture and celebrate client transformations, and it's yours to download for free by going to financialcoachacademy.com/transformation. Again, 7 questions to help you capture and celebrate client transformations, and it's yours for free. Go to financialcoachacademy.com/transformation and get using those right away. It will help you to better understand and identify the transformation that is already happening. It's something you must train yourself to spot, and the easier it is to spot, the easier it is to continuously recreate it. Gosh, I love this work so much. So this week, here is your action step. Grab the download I created for you. Like I said, financialcoachacademy.com/transformation. Start using it in your next coaching sessions. ASAP, coach. Write down 3 specific transformations you've already created for clients. Next, look at your website or one piece of your marketing and ask yourself, am I talking about process or am I highlighting transformation? Last, rewrite just one piece of content to focus on the outcome, not the process. I don't want you to necessarily create something brand new. Take something you've already written and finesse it. Take it up a notch, coach. Let's refine what you've already been doing. Because here's the truth. People aren't looking for more financial advice. They're looking for change. They're looking for transformation. And when you own the fact that you deliver that, everything about your business starts to shift too. Next episode, you don't want to miss it. The conversation is going to be on how to truly empower your clients. We'll talk about moving them past just collecting information and into actually taking action. So they not only make changes, but feel confident owning those changes. Until then, keep working on your message, keep building your confidence, and keep showing up. Financial transformation is valuable work, and the world needs more coaches who understand this and can communicate it effectively. Don't forget to grab your spot for my free workshop, How to Create Buy-in with Your Clients. Head to financialcoachacademy.com/create commitment to sign up. I'll see you next week, coach. That's all for today. If you're ready to grow your own financial coaching business, head over to financialcoachacademy.com for helpful resources and tools. If this episode helped you, hit subscribe and leave us a review. I'll see you next week.